In this way, this repetition, number of repetition or iteration is stored into the counter variable. The value of counter variable is incremented or decremented each time the body of the loop is executed. It is depending upon the situation where the counting may be decremented or incremented. It is possible that we display the numbers from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1. So similarly, increment or decrement, both are the possibilities, and it depends upon the execution of the body. This loop terminates when the value of counter variable reaches a particular value. As we have discussed in our example 1 to 10, if we would like to print the numbers, so 10 is a particular value, that is the terminating value, that it should be, this iterations should be executed for 10 times, 15 times, 100 times. So this is the final value or terminating value of the counter. The iterations are also known in advance. In counter controlled loops, the number of iterations are normally known in advance. How many times you have to execute the loop, the body of the loop. So it needs, in such case, we need 3 parameters of the loop. One is initial value of the counter variable, from where the counter variable should be started. It is not all the times that the initial value is 0. It is possible that you are executing first 10 numbers from 1 to 10, for example. So it is possible that you start from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and onwards up to 10. But it is also possible that you are starting from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it depends upon the initial value of the counter variable. Again, terminating condition must be there, that how many times the loop should be executed, and finally it should be incremented or decremented. The second type of loop is sentinel controlled loops. In this type of loop, the sentinel, if you look in the dictionary, you will find that means this type of the value is occurred when some event is occurred or some value is encountered. Look at the definition. First, this type of loop depends on a special value known as sentinel value. Loop terminates when sentinel value is encountered. For example, a loop may execute while the value of a variable is not -1. Now it is possible that user does not enter any value that is equal to -1. So loop will be executed continuously. When at any time, at any event, at any instant of time, if user inputs the value -1, then this loop is terminated. So number of execution depends upon the condition in fact that is encountered at any time depending upon the event. It is not known in advance. So for example, I tell you that your computer is on at this moment. You are watching this video and your system is in execution. I give you two examples. For example, there is sudden shortfall of the electricity, your system may be shut down. So this event is not known at what time or after how much execution this event will be triggered or executed. As the power supply is off, your system goes to shut down. Similarly, you are using your laptop. At sudden, you are pressing the power button, it will go to sleep. So this event is in fact is not known in advance. It is possible anytime that you are not given such scenario in which the number of repetition is known in advance. For example, you are given a task that if the people are coming to you, if the age of the person is greater than 60, you don't have to provide any service to them. For example, then you are not aware about the people who will be the third. You are not confirmed that third person will be the 60 years old or 10th person is greater than 60 years. So such type of scenarios are dealt through the sentinel control loops, and especially we are having three types of loops: while, do while and for loops. So while and do while loops are following the sentinel controlled loops. I hope so that you understand this. While loop repetition structure, obviously the syntax of this while is to write while, and the expression, sometimes you will find the condition word into these parentheses, so it does not make any, and then the statement or the set of the statements. One mistake should be corrected, that statement then semicolon must be there. So if multiple statements are there within this loop, then braces should be given into the body of the loop. So while is a reserved word, obviously. Statement can be simple or compound statement. There may be one statement or multiple statements. Expression means condition acts as a decision maker and is usually a logical expression. Means this condition, in fact, it will specify that how long the while loop should be executed depending upon the value of this expression. And these expressions are in fact using the logical operators. For example, the age is greater than 60, or it should not be less than 0. For example, the variable x is not equal to 0, and so on. So a statement is called the body of the loop. The parentheses are part of the syntax. So this is again flowchart of this while loop. Expression is given. If expression or condition becomes true, the statement will be executed. Again, if it is executed and some increment or decrement will be performed over here, and once again it will go to the same expression. If expression is true, again statements and increment decrement operator will be performed, and again it will come at the expression. It will be repeated unless until this condition does not become false. If it is true, statement or body of the loop will be executed repeatedly. If the condition becomes false due to the modification within the statements or increment decrement operator, so then what happens? This expression becomes false and it will go out of the loop. There are certain conditions in which this loop becomes infinite loop, means for infinite time it will be executed endlessly. Means, for example, condition is x is greater than 5, and again here the value of x is increasing, means 6, it becomes 6 is greater than 5, 7 is greater than 5, 8 is greater than 5, 9 is greater than 5. So it will go on obviously for infinite times. So avoid it by including statements in loop body that assure exit condition is eventually false. Okay, so one example is on your screen, that consider the following C++ segment. I is 0, you are initializing the I, and I is 0. You are writing while I is less than or equal to 20. So what does it mean? Means 0 obviously is less than or equal to 20. It will print the value of I, that is 0 at this moment, and there will be space obviously due to these blank quotation marks, and the value of I is updated by adding 5. So its value is 0, 0 plus 5, 5, and now the value of I becomes 5. Again this will go to the loop starting. So now its value is modified. Its value will not remain the same as 0, because due to this formula now the updated value of I is 5 for this loop only, remember. So 5, again it is less than or equal to 20, and obviously this is true statement or expression condition. So again 5 will be printed, then space. Again 5 plus 5 becomes 10. 10 will be the modified value of the I. So again 10 is less than or equal to 20. So it will go on, and when its value becomes 20, so again I is less than, not less than, but it is equal to 20, means condition is still true, and the value of I, that is the 20, will be printed. And when it is now it is modified or updated as 25, so 25 is not less than or equal to 20, means condition becomes false and it will jump to out of the loop, and this will be the last statement will be executed. So the sample run or output will be 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. So similarly, consider another example, that is in which we are having the value I. The value 20 is assigned to I variable. Again, 20 is less than 20? No, not at all. Means condition is false and it will go directly to the cout and L. So the question is that what will be printed? Nothing will be printed, obviously. Nothing will be printed, obviously, because this loop is not executed due to the false condition of the while loop. So it is easy to overlook the difference between this example. So in this example, in line 1, I is set to 20 because I is 20. The expression I is less than 20 in the while statement line 2 evaluates to false. Its boolean value is false because initially the loop entry condition I is less than 20 is false. The body of the while loop never executes. Hence no values are output and the value of I remains 20. Look at another example. Write a program that displays Pakistan for 5 times using while loop. Void int n, we are initializing the n with 1, and while n is less than or equal to 5, obviously 1 is less than or equal to 5, so it is cout Pakistan and L, and now n is incremented by n plus plus. Now its value becomes 2 and it comes to the point 2 is less than equal to 5. Pakistan will be printed. Now its value is 3. Yes, 3 is less than or equal to 5. Condition is true. Pakistan will be printed. And when its value is 5, then 5 is less than or equal to 5. It's again true and Pakistan will be printed. Now when its value becomes 6, then what happens? 6 is not less than or equal to 5, so it will jump from this loop and it will go out. I hope so that you will perform this, you will write these programs and you will execute, you will understand more this while loop. Again, another example, write a program that displays counting from 1 to 10 using while loop. Obviously, same thing is there, n is initialized as 1, 1 is less than or equal to 10, cout, the value of n is printed, 1 will be printed, now its value becomes 2, 2 is again tested and this condition becomes true. Now its value is modified to 2, 1 in previous iteration we were having 1, now 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Then when its value is 11, this will go out of the loop. One thing should also be noted over here, that for example I am removing this equal sign. Now how many values will be printed? From 1 to 9, not from 1 to 10, not 1 to 10, rather 1 to 9 will be printed because 10 is less than 10 false. one additional repetition occurs due to this equal sign. This is an interesting program. I hope so you will write this program and you will compile and execute this program. The problem is that the user is asked to input any integer, and for example that integer, that value is 2-digit value, 3-digit value, 4 digits value, or 1-digit value. So the addition of these digits will be performed. For example, if the user is entering 135, when you are executing your program, the user is writing 135. So what will be the sum of these 3 digits? 1 plus 3 plus 5, it is equal to 9. So how this program can be written? First, before writing or copying this program and executing, just try to understand that how it can be done. Try to write on the copy, because the important purpose is to improve the logical approach. So first thing, just analyze. Before looking at this program, I will recommend don't look this program, just try to understand me what I am talking. This 135 value, how can we add them? We need 2 different approaches. Remember, we need 2 different approaches. For example, our program is having 35. Just make it more simple. It is 35. So its value should be, I am writing the same thing, 35 with the example of 35. Remember, so 35. Now we need 2 different operations to achieve the addition of these 2 numbers or 2 digits. One thing is that if we would like to find out the remainder of this, when we are dividing it by 10, its remainder will be, remainder should be 5. One thing should be kept in mind, that all the variables will be integer type. Means, for example, if any answer comes 1.2, so 0.2 will be neglected and 1 will be the result. So why? Because we know that the combination of the digits will not be in the fractional part, it will be integer type. So first, how to find? Now we have to break these 2 digits separately. So if we would like to perform the last digit, to separate it, we need the remainder operator. In fact, means 10 3s are 30 and remainder 5. So 5 is separator, and this is done through the mod operator. Mod, that is to be written through the percentage sign. Okay, so if 35 mod, if I write in this way, 35 mod, now I am changing this one, 35 mod 10, means its result will be 5, and it is the mod operation. The second thing is that now 5 is separated. Now how to separate this 3 digit? Now the second approach or second technique, this is in fact the technique 1 I am telling. For example, I am calling it as the technique 1. The second step of the technique is the second thing that we have to do. That how many times table will be read. For example, it is again 35. So if we are reading the table of 10, so what happens? It is 3 times. 10 3s are 30. If we are going beyond the 3 value, means 10 4s are 40. It increases. It goes beyond the limit, beyond our value. So its value is what? 10 3s are 30, means 3 will be separated. If I write in this way, what will be its result? If the condition is that result is not in float type, it is an integer type. So what will be the result of this one? 10.5. That will obviously become 3. So now this 3 has been separated, and you can go for other example also to verify this concept. Now it is very easy that if the value of t1 is 5 and t2 is 3, then you can add both the values, and 3 and 5 it is 8, and that is in fact the result of this one. So similarly 135. So first step is to find out the mod of this one, and second is that how much times the table will be calculated to attain the 135. So the same approach is in fact written over there. We have declared a few variables. X, A are sum. Sum is also initialized with 0, not mandatory, but initially the sum is 0 we consider. X is the variable that is used to input. The user will input the value and it will be stored into the X variable. So at first step it will display a message, enter an integer. See, in X, the value of X is 135, for example. This 135 is stored into the A variable again. Means now the value of A is 135. Just write down A equals to 135. Now while X means 135 is not equal to 0, obviously it is not equal to 0, means condition is true. X बराबर नहीं है 0 के, हमने लिखा भी ये है और ये कंडीशन ट्रू हो रही है। अगर ट्रू हो रही है तो इसका मकसद है ये बॉडी चलेगी। सो रिमाइंडर is what? In fact, I told you that X mod 10 means 135 mod 10. What will be the result of this one? The result is 5. When you will calculate the mod of 135 with 10, so its result is 5. Now the value of R becomes 5. Again, if condition comes over here, this is little modified or complicated program, that how the different or complicated program can be written, can be implemented using these structures. This is the objective of this program, in fact. So if the remainder is equal to 0, if the value of R, no, 5 is not equal to 0, so this statement will not be executed, rather else statement will be executed. So sum, in fact initially it is 0, 0 plus 5, and the sum value will be 5, and x is now modified. How? That 135 divided by 10 and its value becomes, so its value becomes, the result will be, the value of x becomes 13. Now note it down that we have split it, we have separated this 5 digit. Now the remaining digits are 13, means 1 and 3, so its result is 1 3. Again it comes over here, and now 1 3 will be compared to the not 0, so again this condition is true, and the remainder will be 13 mod 10, means 1, 3 will be the result of this one, obviously mod, and 3 is not equal to 0, and sum was previously 5, and so on. You will stepwise, you will repeat this, you will find that finally the values are printed as 9. So I recommend you that just try to understand this problem, try to line by line, try to execute or understand it line by line. So I hope that you are understanding this. Now the for and do while loop remains, and we will do it inshallah after Eid, and then we will go or move towards the different data structures like arrays, linked list, if the time comes. So exercise the problems or programs and try to grasp them. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.